Good day. My name, for broadcast purposes, is Grandpa 1940. It is just on a year until we leave the European Union, and I thought I might share my thoughts with you as we approach this momentous time. I would like to speak to you today about freedom and about democracy, and how we, after some 40-odd years in the European quagmire, are soon to be able to look up and state once again that we are free. Free from the regulated bullshit of a Brussels bureaucracy which no one ever voted for. Free from the small tyranny of a Brussels elite which thinks only of more and ever more power. Free to do as we damn well please. When I woke up and switched the radio on and heard that amazing news that the vote to leave had actually won on that surprising day of 24th of June 2016, I was truly and honestly struck silent. By the simple power of democracy, of asking people to make their own minds up, trusting in their innate decency and good sense, trusting that the ordinary people of Great Britain and Northern Ireland would vote after making their minds up, we had indeed achieved a political miracle. Nearly 2 odd years after that momentous decision, which took Great Britain and Northern Ireland out of that European Union, the slime which goes by the name of Tony Blair still plans and hopes and wishes to overturn that decision and make our vote invalid. The simple question, leave or remain, could have been so much longer. It could have asked, do we here within the borders of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, we proud British people, choose to regain our sovereignty, our ability to choose who sets how we are governed, and also regain the ability to kick those politicians out who collectively displease us? Or do we stay within the federalised superstate of the European Union, with no say in how we are governed, in a superstate of unelected and unaccountable bureaucrats, in a true minority, where we never ever win or alter anything, where we are told what to do, who to allow into our borders, and, worst of all, have to kowtow to a bunch of arrogant krauts who literally rule that which they so comprehensively lost in 2 bloody world wars. We here in the British Isles had been through a political wringer in the few weeks before that momentous vote. But as it should be in a civilised country, the words, the writing, the arguments, the heated discussions, all has been ended in the way that we have developed in this, our sceptre dial set in a silver sea. In polling stations with secret votes cast and held in sealed ballot boxes, those same boxes opened by trusted people and the count completed in the open, under full view, along with the postal votes, which also would have been completed and sealed by the voter, all in the cause of democracy. The decisions, great or small, are binding, as they should be. Our practices come from the Greek word demos, of the people and by the people, both in their language and the ancient dreams of the first Athenians, who decided that some, trusted by all, should take the decisions for the many. On my own small blog site, on that fateful morning when the referendum votes were cast, I placed 2 images. One first being a painting of the field at Runnymede, when a group of barons forced an autocratic king to realise the limits of his power. The second being a fog-shrouded photo of the Palace of Westminster. I wrote these words beneath these 2 images, where, hopefully today's momentous vote, the mist will finally lift to bring back within our own borders and shores the ability to write our own laws, free of a foreign court's ability to overrule our own, to establish who rules our nation and who, in due course, we can dispossess by means of an unencumbered vote. Let us leave. I also wrote, on the day after the vote, that I felt I must extend a heartfelt apology to the Labour voters of the North East and other areas of Wales and England. I have often accused them of behaving and voting like a large herd of sheep, placidly either grazing or voting, as their Labour masters directed. But I read this morning that the herd had revolted, gone against the dictates of everyone from Cameron and Corbyn downwards, and voted in massive numbers to leave the accursed European Union. How nice it was to awake that morning to the news that we will be, in due and deliberate time, once more an independent nation. And even nicer to hear that we shall not be encumbered with the devious plans of that lying bastard Cameron, as he resigned himself once he realised that the game was up. We did not gain a referendum vote by chance. We got one because Cameron envisaged a huge electoral problem on the Tory horizon. Nigel Farage's UKIP scared Cameron so much he was forced to offer a referendum, the last thing any politician wants, because a referendum demands a binary response, either yes or no, leave or remain. So the intent of two secretive men who invented the whole idea of a superstate, who despised the very idea of democracy, wishing instead for control by a benevolent bureaucracy, which had morphed into an autocratic dictatorship, has been demolished because one nation, pushed into a vote by a Prime Minister shit scared of what might happen, has voted by a healthy majority to leave the cosy warm hearthrug of the European Union and become once more the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. We may have problems on the way out. We probably will have problems foisted upon our way of life by a tyrannical EU bureaucracy who detests our very existence and is determined to hold on to as much power as they can for as long as they can. But those bureaucrats forget one thing, and one thing only. Once we are free of the ropes which bind us, we can do what we damn well please. Thank you for watching and listening, and I hope you will visit again. Good day.